Hi angels! Before we get into the highlights of my Holy Girl summer, let's first talk about the difficult reality of trusting God and waiting on His timing. I just feel like this is one of the most difficult, disappointing, delayed seasons I've ever walked through. I'm just really tired. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just so sad. I've been praying. I've been fasting. I've been waiting. And I'm trying not to take it. I'm trying not to take it into my own hands, you guys. I'm really trying not to. It's just so hard when, you're waiting so long. So long. And then you think, you get to a point in your life where you're like, okay, I thought by now, this thing would have happened. And I'm just, so mad at God. I'm so mad. I'm trying to just, cast every care on Him and tell Him how I feel, because I don't want to have resentment be built up between me and the Lord. I just feel so confused. What the heck? If God has gotten me this far, He's going to keep getting me to the next thing. And there must be a reason. If I'm being honest, one of the hardest things for me this summer was being patient and waiting on God's timing. There were long nights where I was just wondering and crying out to God, "Where are you?" Wondering if He'd abandoned me, questioning if He really had a good plan for my life, comparing my life to everyone else's. God brought to mind how at the beginning of the year He told me to go on a sabbatical in July. So I got super ahead on work, took a couple weeks off to step away from my daily routine, even step away from social media and seek His face. During this 3-week break, I focused on rest, seeking God, spending time with people I love, and doing things that fill my cup up. Over that time, God filled me up again. The dead parts of me came to life. I was laughing, and I was beginning to hear from Him again and feel the closeness that comes from spending time in His presence. I know I'm not supposed to be vlogging or working right now, but I just have to say, I am feeling so joyful. I haven't felt this joyful in, I don't even know how long. The Lord is just filling my cup. He is filling my soul. You just know His presence, and it's the best feeling ever. It is better than any drug. It is better than any skincare regimen. It is better than any workout. Lord's presence, His all-encompassing, wraparound presence. There's nothing like it. And I literally was just driving home, and I just felt for the first time in a long time, y'all, just to be vulnerable, I just felt such hope. And I just felt He was like, "Ashley, I know the plans that I have for you. Plans to prosper you. Plans to not harm you." Man, just me receiving that word of His love and just knowing He literally has a plan, and all I have to do is step into it. I don't have to strive. Obviously, I'm going to be obedient to Him. I'm going to follow His word. I'm going to listen to what He says and follow Him. The fact that He already has it. The story is already written. I just need to walk into it. When you fully know that, when you fully believe that the Lord in His word, what He says is true, and He really does have a good plan, when you fully believe that, I swear the peace and the joy that comes over you, you're not afraid. Not afraid anymore. You're not anxious. You're not worried, because you know that God is going to come through and that He is present. He is here. He's in the future, and He is the source of our joy. Cheers. I had to step away from doing my daily routine to really seek Him, and He gave me the understanding and wisdom I was searching for. He helped me get myself back. I also was able to spend time with good Christian community. I cherish these memories with my friends, where we were both just able to be honest with each other, but also have so much fun together and truly enjoy our summer in a way that would honor God and help each other grow closer to Him.
I then went on vacation with my family to Charleston, South Carolina. My favorite parts of this were just waking up early and reading the Bible on the front porch in the South Carolina heat. I was just so happy every morning getting to spend time in the peace and quiet with God. I actually had a whole day where I didn't even have any music playing. Like, I had a whole day of solitude with God, and it was so incredible. I took a journal and I just journaled everything that I felt the Lord was saying to me, and it was so powerful to just allow God this space to really speak to me and to step away from the busyness of everyday life to really seek God and hear His voice. Over these 3 weeks, God just began to breathe life back into me. He began to give me hope again. And even though I wasn't seeing things happen the way I wanted them to, and even though He wasn't answering my prayers in the timeline I wanted Him to, and even though my circumstances weren't really changing in the way that I wanted them to, He began to help me with my unbelief and restore my faith that He was with me and that He did have a good plan for me, even if I couldn't fully see it right now. I believe that if God is not changing your situation, perhaps He is trying to change you. And God has transformed me more in the valley and helped me grow more in my difficulties than in the mountaintops. And through all the pain and heartache this summer, through all the loneliness and tears, through all the laughter and sunrises and moments with my favorite people, God began to show me that if I was experiencing the valleys with Him now, I would eventually experience the mountaintop with Him later. I heard in church recently the acronym HOPE, which means hold on, pain ends. I know waiting seasons are difficult. I know we can struggle to know if God really cares or if He is even really there. But oh, my sister, don't you ever believe the enemy's lie that God doesn't love you and that He doesn't have a good plan for your life. And just because your life looks different than someone else's doesn't mean God can't bring something beautiful out of the season that you are in right now. My sister, I know God has more for you, because if you are still here, He is not done. And He says to you today, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and to give you a hope and a future." God isn't done writing your story. And although you may still be waiting on His perfect timing and trying to be patient and trust God, you must not forget that there is joy in the in-between. There are beautiful moments He has for you right now in this season as you are waiting for Him to get you to the next. No matter how difficult or painful it seems, and no matter how badly you want this season to end, there is goodness and beauty and God's presence to be found right where you are, right now. Hi, angels. I hope you enjoyed this raw and vulnerable video of me showing how my summer really was. I never want to sugarcoat anything or act like my life is perfect, but I do want to take you along with me as I grow closer to Jesus and trust that He has a good plan and wait on God's perfect timing. We are on this journey together.